Hey guys, this is Anita. Welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be about the books I read in May. I know everyone is doing June wrap-ups already, but I'm still at May wrap-up. I hope this late videos end with this month. Anyways, I have completed 6 books in May. I thought I had read 7. I didn't realize I hadn't finished that last book. At the end of the May, I was reading both Ship of Magic and The Ocean at the End of the Lane, but the last day I totally forgot about The Ocean at the End of the Lane and focused only on Ship of Magic. I didn't realize until last week when I was planning to film my wrap up. That's when I realized I hadn't finished the book and I read that day. Anyways, I completed only 6 books, 1 3 stars, 1 3.75 star, 1 4 star, 2 4.5 stars, and 1 5 star, which isn't that bad. As usual, I'll talk about my least favorite book first and then move on to the books in the order of my rating. So first book I want to talk about is The Bitter Twins by Jen Williams. This is book 2 in Winnowing Flame trilogy. I did not enjoy this book. I hated what author did with characters. I liked all characters in book 1, but only Noon saved me in this book. Other than that, I did not enjoy any of the other characters. Couple of main characters go into some side quest. I did not like that part at all. Thankfully, there are a couple of interesting secondary characters. Their arc kind of saved me from complete boredom. And there are animal companions in this book. Generally, I like animal companions. I like what value they add to main characters. But in this book, I did not enjoy their conversations, especially the animal companions belong to main characters. It was only 2.5 stars experience for me, but last 4-5 chapters were really good. Because of them, I increased my rating to 3 stars. Next book I want to talk about is Air War by Adrian Tchaikovsky. This is book 8 in Shadows of the App series. This is very similar to book 2 Dragonfly Falling, but that was 5 stars for me. I gave this book only 3.75 stars. Both books have multiple POVs, but I was completely invested in the POVs from book 2, whereas I wasn't that invested in this book. There are a couple of new kingdom introduced, Firefly and Assassin's Bug. I want to see them adding more to the plot, especially Assassin Bug. It will be really interesting if he changes the fate of some characters. And one interesting thing in this book is we get to see war from both sides, not just in leadership perspective, also down to the foot soldier, in this case air soldier. In fact, one of the air soldiers of Wasp Empire is my favorite POV in this book. As the title suggests, this is about the air war between Wasp Empire and the lowland cities. Most of the book is focused on action, but there is good setup for next 2 books. I can't wait to read them and finish off the series. Next book I want to talk about is 1000 Names by Django Wexler. This is book 1 in Shadow Campaigns. This book completely took me by surprise. I know this is flintlock fantasy, but I wasn't expecting to read well-developed characters. All characters are fantastic in this book, especially Winter. She is a sergeant in the army and disguised as a man. She's smart and resourceful. I really enjoyed reading her scenes. Next, Marcus is the captain of the army and typical rule follower with loyalty issues with his friends. And finally, Janice. He is lively and enigmatic. All his scenes are very, very interesting. As usual, I jumped right into characters without talking what this book is about. So there is this kingdom called Khandaran. I hope that's what the name is. Anyway, this kingdom is overtaken by this religious group. This kingdom is a colony to bigger empire, Warden Empire. Already few battalions of Warden army is there in Kandar. In addition to that, Warden Emperor sends new battalions to retake the Kandar from the religions group. So most of the book is focused on battles and battle strategies. I really enjoyed that. The focus is on battle strategies than killing and gore. I really loved that. The first 2/3 of the book has very less magic. We get magic only in the last 1/3 of the book. I didn't have any problems with that. I enjoyed both parts. My only problem in this book is we did not get many details on motivation behind Colonel's actions. So it looked like this Vardani army, our main characters are stealing Kandari culture. I need more details to believe in their cause. I hope we get that in next books. I gave this book 4 stars, but I may change it after reading next book. Next book I want to talk about is Sword of Kaigan by M.L. Wong. It lived up to its hype. I thoroughly enjoyed this book. I just posted a separate review of this book in my channel last week, so I'll keep this short. This book is set in small village in Kaiganese Empire. We mainly follow one family from that village. They are warriors. We learn their culture and magic system through this family and their relationships. Almost everything in this book worked for me. Characters, their struggles, magic system and action scenes. I gave this book 4.5 stars and highly recommend this book. Next book I want to talk about is Ship of Magic by Robin Hobb. This is book 1 in Live Ship Traders. Live Ship Traders is more popular trilogy in Realm of Elderling series. It has completely new set of characters and set in a town called Bingtown, which is the southernmost town in the map we have seen in Farseer. We mainly follow Westrid family, which is one of the prominent families in Bingtown. They own a live ship and they use that for trade between Bingtown and other cities. While Farseer is focused on court intrigue, Live Ship is more focused on trading and live ships, how live ships quicken and how they help families whom they belong to. There is a lot of intrigue in terms of magic, be it deals with rainwild traders, be it serpents which follow the ships, or wizardwood charms. We are only introduced to different players in this book. I expect to see more events unfold in next books because of the decisions taken in this book. Character work is fantastic, which is something we expect from Hobb. She did not disappoint. Initially when I read, I thought I liked Farseer more. World building in Farseer is more smoother for me, but the more I think about it, the more I'm liking this book. I cannot stop thinking about characters. I am completely invested in these characters. Not only people, I'm also invested in ships. Hobb made an incredible job in making us feel towards the ships. I gave this book 4.5 stars. I may increase it. I can't wait to read what next 2 books will unfold and to see how Hobb is going to connect this book with rest of the series. And the last book I want to talk about is The Rape of Nanking by Iris Chang. In 1937, Japanese army invaded the city of Nanking, raping and torturing 300,000 Chinese civilians. This book tells the story of that incident, how Japanese army did it, how it found different ways to kill soldiers who were already surrounded, how it came up with different ideas to kill and torture civilians. I don't even want to talk about what they did to women. And it also talked about how few foreigners created a safety zone and tried to save some civilians. This is one of the toughest books I have ever read. It is horrifying to read how cruel human beings can become. We can clearly see the research went into this book. We got some of the survivors' accounts and Japanese soldiers' accounts. It also talked about how Japanese got away with it, how Japanese government used propaganda to divert not only international media but also its own citizens. And it also talked about why China and US let Japan get away with it. It's a shame that we did not read this as part of history in our school. At least in India, we did not read it in school. This is a cautionary tale of how far we can go as human beings with power and prejudice. Though this is a difficult book to read, though there are horrifying events in this book, I recommend this book to everyone. We cannot ignore our history. That's all I read in May. Let me know what did you read in May. See you in the next video. Bye bye.